Welcome children. Today we are going to learn the second chapter from our grammar chess textbook, and the name of the chapter is the sentence. Okay? Now, all of us know that it is always important that when we communicate to someone, what we are saying should be clear. The words that we use and the way in which we speak, and the way in which we frame our sentence should always be correct. So, can you tell me what is a sentence? Yes, a sentence are actually group of words that makes complete sense. Okay, so sentence are basically groups of words that makes complete sense. Now, just look at the words, the group of words written on the board. The first one, I am Ravi. So here, a boy is introducing himself, he is saying about himself, and he is saying, I am Ravi. Now when he says that, the person who is hearing him can completely understand, because these words are framed in such a way that the words are clear, right? Same way, Rahul is my brother. So again, someone is saying that there is a boy called Rahul who is his or her brother. So these group of words, again, they are quite clear and they make complete or total sense. Similarly, the book is on the table. Now the third one, the third sentence is about a book, and it is said that where the book is kept. So the book is kept, or the book is on the table. It tells you about the position of the book, where it is. So again, the words are placed in such a way that once you read this, or once somebody tells you this, you can understand what it is. So, sentences are a group of words that makes complete sense. Okay. Now, for us to say that certain group of words are or can be called a sentence, there are certain prerequisites. And we already learned this in the smaller classes. So, we'll just look at it once again. So, a sentence will always begin with a capital letter, right? A sentence will always begin with a capital letter, then it makes complete sense. It begins with a capital letter and it has to make complete sense. Then, it always ends with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark depending upon the kind of sentence that you are writing. Okay, so these are the prerequisites of a sentence. You can say the features of a sentence. So a sentence will always begin with a capital letter, then it makes complete sense, and then what? It ends with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark, right? Okay, so now look at these words given here. These are also a group of words. To garden the went I. To garden the went I, it is not, what do you say, it is not clear. Right, these are group of words, but when you read it, you don't get what it is. So, to garden the went I, can we call it as a sentence? Yeah, we cannot call it as a sentence. These are just group of words, jumbled words. But we can rearrange it and make it a normal sentence. So, I went to the garden. Is that a sentence? Yes, it is. So, I went to the garden is a proper sentence. This was actually jumbled words, jumbled group of words. We arranged it, rearranged it, and we framed our sentence. I went to the garden. Now this qualifies as a sentence, a statement or a sentence. Okay, now look at this. In the garden. Now this makes sense, but then it's not complete. It's just half, right? It can be said it's a phrase. So in the garden is mentioned, nothing else is said about what happens or what is happening in the garden. And when we add on words like the boys are playing in the garden, then it makes complete sense. It is a complete sentence. So here what happens is that we add on few group of words in order to make it sensible. And this is clearly sensible. The boys are playing in the garden. Alright, so this qualifies as a sentence, but this does not. Similarly, the first one, as I told you, those are actually jumbled group of words, and when you read it, you don't get an understanding, but then when we rearrange it, we can make it into a proper sentence. Alright. Now, children, in your textbook, you have on page number 6, the first exercise, exercise A, put a tick mark against the group of words that are sentences and put an incorrect mark against those that are not. So the first one, similarly like how it is given here, in the drawing room is given. In the drawing room, nothing else, just the group of words in the drawing room. Can we call that a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. Yes, so what do we do there? We put a cross mark or an into mark. Then the second one, to me the gave he book. Yes, it is not a sentence. Those are just jumble words. We need to rearrange it. So what do? When we rearrange, then it makes much more sense. But here we need to put a cross mark. And what do we do when we rearrange it? The sentence becomes, he gave the book to me, right? That is the correct way of writing it. And what about the third one? The mouse is eating cheese. Now, can we call that a sentence? Yes, that is a sentence because it tells you exactly what the mouse is doing. Right? These are the right, the right way in which the sentence is framed. Okay, so the mouse is eating cheese. It qualifies as a sentence, so we put there a tick mark. Similarly, the other ones you are supposed to do as your homework. Alright children. Now, on page 7, read this group of words that does not make sense. Season, favorite, my is summer. Okay, now again, that is also not completely correct. But when we write this group of words in another order, it makes sense. We rearrange it, and when we rearrange it, what has happened to that word? To the sentence, it becomes, summer is my favorite season. So that is the correct way of framing that sentence, not the previous one, of course. Then the second one, cool our clothes remains summer in. Yeah, we rearrange it, and the sentence is, the correct sentence is, our school remains closed in summer. So when we get words that are not in proper order, we rearrange it and we make it a complete sentence. That makes complete sense. Alright. Okay, now we can go to the next exercise. Okay. In the textbook, page number 7, rewrite the following group of words as sentences. Begin each sentence with a capital letter and put a full stop at the end of the sentence. So the first one, what is given here? Sun in rises the east and the. Alright, again that does not make much of sense, but we rearrange it, then we write it like this. So a sentence always begins with a capital letter, so we begin with a capital letter, the, T capital letter, and we write the sun rises in the east. Alright, east capital letter. And we put a full stop at the end of the sentence. Alright, now similarly the next one, are 7 their days are in week. So what do? We rearrange it and we write it again capital letter T, and we write there are 7 days in a week. So this is the correct way of framing that sentence. We rearrange the group of words and we write the proper way of writing the sentence. There are 7 days in a week, and these are acceptable ways, isn't it? These are proper sentences. The sun rises in the east is a proper sentence, and there are 7 days in a week is also a proper sentence. Alright, now we have other sentences over there, group of words, which you have to rearrange and write proper words for those. Again, those are your homework. Okay, now the next one, exercise C on page number 8. Here what is given? In the park is given, the first one, in the park. Nothing about it. We don't get a clear picture, so it is not a complete sentence, right? But we can do something. We can add in few words in order to make it a complete sentence. So what do we add here? Here I have written, there are beautiful flowers in the park. Alright, there are beautiful flowers in the park. So if we want, we can add words of our choice and we can make it a complete sentence. So here, this is a complete sentence. Alright, so here children, whatever group of words you want, you can write, provided it makes It is understandable and it makes complete sense. Now the second one, my school. Again, nothing else about it, just the two words, my school is given here. What I wrote is, I love my school. Similarly, you can write what you want to in order to make this group of words into a proper sentence. And here also you are having few sentences or group of words which you need to you need to add in few sentences in order to add in few group of words in order to make it a complete sentence. So that is also your homework. Alright. And then we have exercise D, which you are expected to do, that is rewrite the following passage using capital letters and full stop wherever necessary. Okay. So you are expected to do your exercises, children, and I hope you understood this chapter. So now can you tell me what is a sentence? Yes, a sentence, they are actually group of words that make complete sense, right? And it is always important that when you are talking or when you are writing, whatever you write, your words should be, the others should be able to understand, right? So in that sense, a sentence, they are actually group of words that make complete sense. And what are the prerequisites of a sentence? A sentence, yes, should always begin with a capital letter. And what else? It should begin with a capital letter, then it should make complete sense, and it should always end with a full stop, a question mark or an exclamation mark, depending upon the type of sentence that you are writing. Okay? And your exercises, children, you are expected to do it, and I hope you understood this. So we'll meet in the next class, children. Thank you.